At first, the idea seemed almost too simple. A single habit, improved each month. The student, like anyone else with aspirations for self-betterment, found themselves caught at the crossroads between ambition and overwhelm. Yet, in this story, there's no dramatic transformation overnight, no sudden leap into greatness. Instead, there unfolds a quiet commitment, a journey up the skill ladder, one habit at a time. In the dusk of a chilly January, the student sat resolutely at their desk. A spiral notebook sat open, its blank page staring back like a promise and a challenge. The student wrote one sentence. "This month, I will wake up 30 minutes earlier." Not to run a marathon or write a novel before sunrise, just 30 extra minutes for a calm start to the day. The alarm rang cold and sharp for the first week, and each morning felt like a battle. But with every sunrise, a tiny gain, a few minutes of reflection, a calm cup of tea, a plan sketched gently for the hours to come. By the end of the month, the new wake-up time had worked its way into the student's bones. February arrived. The days were still short, but the promise of spring peeked from the horizon. The student, growing more confident, picked a new habit to nurture, drinking 2 glasses of water first thing in the morning. It sounded minor, almost insignificant. Yet, through the lens of newfound discipline, even this became meaningful. The clarity of mind, the sense of hydration, each glass was a small message to the self. I am capable of change. The body responded, the mind cleared, and slowly, a pattern emerged. Repetition breeding mastery, consistency giving birth to transformation. In March, the student's focus turned toward movement, a brisk 10-minute walk each evening. At first, the pull of the couch and the lure of digital distractions proved persistent obstacles, but the ritual began to blossom. Each step down the quiet streets was a space to reflect, and just as importantly, a chance to appreciate progress. The habit on its own didn't shift the world beneath the student's feet, but it opened up the possibility that it could over time. Arriving at April, the student decided to read 5 pages of a book every night before sleep. Short stories, essays, even a poem or two. Just 5 pages. No more, no less. It seemed so small that it was almost laughable, but the cumulative effect became evident. By month's end, the student had finished a book that once languished, half-read, on the nightstand. The mind felt just a bit sharper, curiosity just a bit more fueled. May dawned, carrying warmer winds and the promise of summer. The new habit, writing a single sentence in a gratitude journal each night. Some nights the words flowed easily, gratitude for a warm meal or a kind word. Other nights required deep digging, but the act itself became its own reward. Negative thoughts, so often automatic and unchallenged, slowly lost their grip. The habit of gratitude, so humble in scale, started to reframe each day's events. By June, the student was hungry for more. They chose mindful breathing for 2 minutes, tucked between activities. Sometimes, the breathwork felt like a pause button in a relentless day, a gentle recentering before plunging back in. Each inhale and exhale was a gentle reminder. Growth is not a sprint. It's a quiet, persistent journey. Halfway through the year, the student reflected back. 6 new habits, seamlessly woven into the fabric of daily life. None of them revolutionary alone, but together, a profound difference. Energy steadier, mind clearer, sense of control more rooted. July's habit, then, felt almost ambitious, cooking 1 healthy meal per week from scratch. The process, choosing a recipe, gathering ingredients, savoring flavors, became a meditative act. By the month's end, old takeout routines faded, replaced by the joy of homemade nourishment. August brought a new focus on connection. The habit, reaching out to 1 friend or family member each week, calling or writing just to check in. Relationships, often left to chance, were now gently curated. Friendships blossomed and old bonds revived with each small gesture, a text message here, a phone call there. The student learned that improvement isn't just measured in personal milestones, but in the strength of the ties we nurture with others. September arrived with its crisp air and golden afternoons. Inspired, the student picked a habit of setting aside 5 minutes for digital decluttering each night, deleting emails, organizing files, tidying up the countless digital corners. The result wasn't just a cleaner inbox, but also a calmer mind. Attention scattered by a constant stream of notifications could now find a restful order. October's habit was as gentle as it was transformative, stretching for 3 minutes each morning. Muscles accustomed to tension began to loosen, sleep improved, aches faded, and morning stiffness gave way to the quiet energy of a body cared for. In November, the focus shifted inward once more, one act of kindness per week, given freely without expectation. Some gestures were grand, like volunteering time. Others, quieter, a sincere compliment, holding the door for a stranger, letting someone merge in traffic. Slowly, the student understood that the habit of kindness doesn't just alter the world for others. It returns as a wellspring of joy to the giver's own heart. As the year drew to a close and December's snow fell gently outside, the student chose a final, simple practice. Unplug from all screens 30 minutes before bed. The first nights were filled with fidgeting and restlessness, but quickly replaced by the comfort of evening routines, reflecting, meditating, preparing calmly for sleep. Rest deepened, and with it, dreams of what another year could hold. 12 months, 12 habits, none overwhelming or grandiose by themselves, and yet, together they forged clarity, resilience, and purpose. Looking back, the student marveled at how incremental change, so subtle at first, had transformed the landscape of their life. The skill ladder had not required heroic effort, only persistence and the courage to take each step, no matter how small. The deepest lesson emerged not from any single habit, but from their accumulation. True change is not born from sudden epiphany or tempestuous resolve. It blooms quietly day by day as small actions repeat and compound. In time, these steps form a ladder, one that carries us higher, not on the wings of luck or talent, but on the simple, steadfast power of small, consistent effort. The student's story is a reminder that greatness is built upon a foundation of humble victories. Each step, no matter how modest, is progress. Each habit, lovingly tended, grows roots and stretches skyward. With patience and gentle determination, anyone can climb their own skill ladder, one rung at a time, and discover just how far each small step can take them. Thank you for watching this episode of Mind Awakening TV. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an awakening moment. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and let's continue the conversation. Stay curious, and keep expanding your mind.